Okay, so another organization who has a brand problem, the PGA.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Well, let's talk about it because one of its most notable supporters is rumored to have, and we're talking about Rory McIlroy. He's rumored to have received a nearly $850 million deal on the table from LIV Golf. Is it pronounced Live or LIV? Because I always want to call it Live.
I say Live, but I don't know if I'm right.
I think everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, check this out from Fox News. Rory McIlroy is caught up in LIV Live Golf rumors. Rory McIlroy was once one of the biggest opponents of Live Golf and a staunch supporter of the PGA Tour, and those who decided to stay with the Legacy League amidst the emergence, because over the last 2 years, many people have gone over there. Well, it appeared Monday that McIlroy's icy attitude towards Live Golf has thawed enough to be caught up in rumors about him being offered a massive deal. LIV Golf executives are rumored to have offered McIlroy about $850 million and 2% equity in the organization.
Damn.
Now, these are just rumors. British media outlet City AM reported, citing two sources. I think when we talk about this, there was an interesting tweet that I saw floating around this, and I'm going to read it to you guys. This is, it comes by way of, what is his name here? I have it pulled up. Brandon Avedikian. So check out this tweet he put out last night. If the rumors about Rory McIlroy joining LIV for $850 million are true, it is over for the PGA Tour. The government of a foreign nation will have successfully used its balance sheet to orchestrate a hostile takeover of a major United States professional sport. At $850 million, LIV is offering the third highest earning golfer in history, roughly 10x what he has earned his entire 15-year career, to leave the PGA Tour. Why would they offer such insane numbers? Because it is a foreign government that has other motives besides profit. They are trying to buy power and influence in the United States.
I don't know about that, but...
Well, yeah, I think...
Considering golf is a global sport, that's a silly ideology.
Well, it's biggest here. And I think part of his point with that is that I actually agree with him on this. I actually responded to him. I agree with him, and I can explain why in a sec. But I think the point of just that, if this is true, and McIlroy does this, it is in fact a very significant indication on the future of the PGA Tour.
It's what you were saying about the WNBA
right.
versus some other come up, right? Who can figure out how to write bigger checks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I push back because we are the only country in the world that allows other countries to buy our real estate. We have the largest foreign purchase of real estate in the United States out of any other country. So if we're worried about the PGA Tour and we're not worried about that, then we got bigger problems.
Well, yeah, the conversation actually does get into that. So I didn't read that part, but the comment section actually brings up the foreign presence of nations here in our business sectors, right. Real estate and all these different things. But I think his immediate point was that it will be the end for the PGA, but it also, why is that happening? Because we have this lane open to make that happen.
Well, I think it's happening though too because of everything you said. Just like there hasn't been a better product, right?
Yes.
It happens to all these legacy companies where they're a mature company, they're the top dog, and some smaller group comes up and slowly but surely takes territory. And if they get the top golfer in the world to join their platform, what do you think happens as a byproduct of that?
Right.
Oh, this is legit.
Right.
And other people follow, right?
Yep.
And I think this identifies some interesting questions about kind of my world and the things that I'm passionate about, talking about politics and law and policy.
Right.
What should the policy of the U.S. government be? And I don't know the answer here. Should it be to protect a U.S. asset? The PGA Tour, I believe, is a United States owned company that hosts golf tournaments all over the world and employs golfers from around the world, but it's an American company, pays taxes to America, or to the United States, I shouldn't call it America. Is it in our government's best interest, and is it the will of the people that the government protect that market so that it can continue to feed money into the system? Or are we a true capitalist country where it's like, hey, if they're going to be able to pay more, they're going to be able to attract higher talent. Let's get the hell out of the way and let's let it work. And I think that I don't have a good answer for that. My personal view is that I want our government protecting and benefiting American people. And I'm much less worried about foreigners than I am Americans. And
I would agree with you. I just don't know how much of an economic, we'll talk at job creation impact, the PGA Tour has for Wait, like it's an elitist sport. Let's just put it that way.
Oh,
right?
totally.
So again, like the role of a government, in a capitalistic society, the government relies on the people to do two things: create jobs and provide housing. And if you do that, you receive the maximum benefits of the tax code.
Okay.
So in this particular case, that's like entertainment. Like to me, that's up there with like movies. I really like your economic impact, truthfully, is not nearly as great as let's go add, a couple more $1 billion to the SBA fund, right? Let's go raise the minimum amount that the SBA will use to fund acquisitions to 10 million from 5 million. Let's do things that actually tackle the 70% of the economy. And, the guys at the top of the PGA, like, tough shit. Like, you should have built a better product. That's how I feel about it. God bless America.
Well, I think you said something that I think is actually why I agree with them, because, you pointed out how this is more entertainment. If you look at what the Saudis have begun to do in the realm of sports, music, arts, film in the United States, UFC's going over there, boxing's over there. They're bringing film stars over there for their own award shows. That's part of why I think his positioning of a potential more nefarious intention outside of the business side is a valid one, because you're seeing the expansion of this Eastern worldview and Islam encroaching upon the West. And you even see it across politics, right? We've seen how many Western nations have been heavily influenced now by Islam, sort of infiltrating, for lack of a better word. So I think obviously there's the monetary benefit, but I think that's where I give credence to like some of the spiritual, cultural contesting issues that need to be considered.
Yeah, I just don't think that, if you actually look what's happening, the United States is actually removing itself from the global economy. So the real things that actually drive the economy, that actually will make America great again, like bringing manufacturing back stateside, like we have, more navigable waterways, more farmland. We are now a net producer of oil and gas. We will become an exporter. Those are actually the things. And in the grand scheme of the overarching economy and our our total GDP, the PGA Tour will be a drop in the bucket.
For sure.
And I also just think that culturally it's rough right now because we're coming to the tail end of this 100-year cycle. But on the other side of that, there's pros and cons to capitalism, right? So the con is people go, hey, we don't actually like that you're not American based, and we're not going to watch your stuff, and we're not going to participate in. Yeah. So I'm sure that golfer, I can't even remember his name right now.
Rory McIlroy. Yeah.
I mean, I bet he's potentially, if he's smart, he's not an idiot. He's surrounded by people that are like, hey, this is a brand play. Yeah. So, if you go over there,
it's also an integrity play.
You might not be able to go back.
He came out really hard against LIV or Live, and specifically against the Saudi ownership. And now, and granted, that article only said that he was offered $850, not that he was considering taking it. And so I, draw a distinction there. But if he does take it, what are the professional and personal implications of coming out hard against something, and then when they offer you a big enough check, it's like all of a sudden I'm going to show up in a character, take Donald Trump off the ballot hat if you pay me enough money, and it's like that. You take that credibility hit, and how do you recover? And does that affect your bottom line because your fans, because of your other endorsements, the other things that are going to make Caitlin Clark rich?
Correct. That's good. That's a good point. Smart. That's a great point. Well, the lesson there, the takeaway is, take care of your employees. Take care of your consumers. Don't underestimate them. You give yourself a great shot at finding success.
Yeah, and the game is infinite, man. So
don't make the mistake that the PGA did, underestimating their people and their consumers over the last 25, 30 years.
Absolutely.
Roger that. Oh, no space on the memory card. That's good. Did that one go down? Battery? Okay, battery's about to run out. Oh, cool. So we're almost done.
Cool.
This
is the part of the podcast where our gear starts getting mad at us. Yeah, I get it.
Can I turn this off for now? Yeah.
When I'm at the end of my day and I'm getting close to like submitting all my court filings, is inevitably when my computer starts getting weird. And it's always like, it's like, oh, you've uploaded 8 of the 17 documents.
Okay.
My bad.
No, you're good. I appreciate the help, but it's better in post when you have it. It's very quick.
Can we just end on Bitcoin and gold?
Yeah.
One, because I had a 12, now it's 12.15.
Already.
And two, because I think that Bitcoin content always crushes.
Yeah. It does. It's hot right now.
It's super hot. And I like Peter Schiff, but his stance on Bitcoin,
It's
I don't
crazy,
agree.
dude.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like,
Well, we'll get into that. I don't want to say why, but I know why his stance is the way it is.
What's happened to the crypto market? It crashed hard, right? In the last like week or so? Or am I off base? Because this isn't something I'm knowledgeable about.
Yeah, I mean,
Crypto generally.
depends on crash, but like in general, Bitcoin has always had large swings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's a real volatile.
Yeah, and it's it's subject like any other thing to the markets, right? So what happened in the last week, right?
Right.
Iran attacked Israel with drones.
Yep.